Hello, it's your girl Ameza back on your screen on AMZ TV. I hope you all are doing well. I have a special guest with me today. I'm so excited because I haven't seen this person in a while. And he's looking younger than the last time I saw him. So that's saying a lot. We'll talk about that later because he probably has found the answer to youthful, the youth ever young. But again, if you're listening to me, listen to me on a mezzalat. You see, I can't even get the words out because I'm so excited to have this guy here. I'm talking about a prolific producer, director, filmmaker. He's known for Suicide Mission, Narrow Escape, The Accident, State of Emergency. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm talking about Mr. Reserved. You're so reserved, but this is a powerful, powerful man in Nollywood. Mr. Teco Benson, welcome to my program. How are you?
I am fine, Amazing. I'm so excited to see you again after so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And you are looking so beautiful. You
Oh.
haven't changed. I must tell you, from what I'm seeing on this screen, you are still the same. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. That's sweet words. But you're looking good too. Like I said, you're looking younger than the last time I saw you. What's the secret?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I don't stress myself so much. I'm a very content person. I don't, I'm not over ambitious. All right. So I take life very easy.
Very
You know,
easy.
and I believe in God that what we be will be. We struggle, we work hard, but I believe that once God has said a thing about you, it must come to pass. So you don't need to kill yourself. All right. And you don't need to copy people. Be yourself, be original. At the end of the day, your destiny will play out.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I love that. I do. Because one thing I remember about you, you're always so calm, so even keel. No matter how I've been, I think, two of your productions, Suicide Mission and The Narrow Escape. Yes.
That's right.
No matter how, and productions can be crazy, people. It is crazy. You have the crazies, you have the needies, you have the angry ones. This man never loses his cool. Oh my goodness. You don't. You don't. You're just even keel.
Thank
You never lose your cool. You never lose. You, oh my God. That is, wow. It's nice to know. It's nice to know. So, again, like I said, he's a powerful filmmaker. Um, so you're known for, I call those movies that, when I was introducing you, but there's so much more. There's many other movies you've done. You've been very active. So what are some of
Sure.
the other movies that, we should know about?
Yeah, I've done lots of movies, but
Really?
people know me more for the action movies I did, because I actually pioneered action films down here. So films like State of Emergency, Broad Daylight, Executive Crime. You talk about Warfront, Formidable Force. Then you talk about Terror. You talk about. I'm trying to go to the action series before I go to the
Yeah.
regular one. Thrillers like I Met the Senator. The Senator was very, very hot in Nigeria.
Oh my
You,
goodness, I remember that one.
yes, I met Accident. Accident was very popular too. He won the Best
Right,
Nigerian Film and
right.
got some nomination cash reward from AMA Awards over here. Mission to Nowhere was released in Universal Cinemas. It was in the UK. It was in
That
Dublin,
was a great
Scotland.
one. Again, listen, I told you, powerful filmmaker. This is him. He's so unassuming. Powerful, powerful. Now,
Thank
those are great movies you just called because I wanted you to tell us yourself. Sometimes I let my I let my guests, talk about, their accomplishments. What interests you in a script? How do you know from the get-go, do you know which ones are going to be like big? How would you do you know, and what interests you in scripts?
Yeah, when I came into the industry, I came with a vision. You know, if you remember, I was an actor
Yes.
before I started to stay back behind the
The
camera.
camera.
When I was coming in, I had it at the back of my mind to use film as a medium of change.
Mm.
All right. I came in and I noticed how powerful the medium of film is, and I saw that I can use it to influence people because I see myself as a leader. I'm a leader naturally, but since we don't have access to political power, we see this filmmaking media as a big tool in our hands to effect change in our society. So I noticed that as an actor, I may not be able to change much the way I want. I know actors are still positive influencers, but I was actually keen about the content of the movies, the storylines, all right? So those are what drove me behind the cameras. So whenever I see a script that contains those elements that I'm looking for that will help me to achieve my dream, I go for it. All right. I'm a writer as well.
I
So
know. I
I
know.
was
I know
writing
that.
yeah, in my early days, I wrote a lot, but
A
because I
lot.
got so busy, I got so busy and I couldn't sit down to write again because being involved in production and other aspects of production will make it very difficult for you to
Yes.
have all times to write. So
Yeah.
I jettisoned writing. Now I rely on writers. So as long as you can get my dream, I will work with you. I commission writers as well. I can tell you a story and ask you to go develop it. You know,
Right.
but basically, if you bring me a spec script and I read it and I see those things that identify with my vision, man, I take it. Like I just finished a movie now. It's called Brutal Decision. The
Hmm.
one I did before called Rude Awakening. So right now is that Rude Awakening is already out, but Brutal Decision is coming out very soon by September. I just finished yesterday and I'm so happy with the
Oh,
content of the movie
wow.
because it's so strong.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You've got the Midas touch. You are so popular. I know there are a lot of your works. I mean, it's like Teco, 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 Teco. It's like you had all these blockbusters. So that's why I'm like, I've got to ask him how, some people just know the eat factor, and you're one of those people. You seem to know what will make money, commercial success movies. Not every director or producer or filmmaker has that, so that's something I know. I'm sure it comes from all that calmness, just being calm, so you can hear from God. I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
I also know that you're a very active member of DGN, you know, um, which I'm glad we have all these associations. Um, so something I'm going to ask you is, because you've been there from even before it was called Nollywood, you know, um, I want you to compare and contrast what we had then and what we have now. What are the differences? What are the things you would like? What are the things you don't like? And your advice.
Well, then, most of us were driven by passion.
Mm,
Passion. The industry was new. Most of us left what we were doing. We came into it. Everybody wanted to make a statement because Nollywood was a new thing. We were filming on video, telling our stories using video. That was the time Hollywood tell their stories with celluloid, 35 millimeter celluloid. So we were like inferior because people talked down on us because we are making films on video. I
mm.
remember the late Ediboma will always call us videographers. He said that we are videographers, we are not
Filmmakers.
we are not filmmakers because we are telling our stories on video. So
Right.
some of them made us in stocks, but we were so determined. We didn't care about what they were telling us because fundamentally, like I found out that film is about telling stories. So it doesn't matter the format you're telling your story from, as long as you're telling story and you're connecting with your audience, you're going to make success. If you remember those days, Nigeria took over the entire African airspace. Hollywood was shut down. Nobody was watching American movie anymore. It was shut down for almost 10 years before the cinemas came back. It was the power of Nollywood because we were able to tell our stories by ourselves from our perspectives. It was no longer the white man coming to tell African stories from their own perspective.
Right.
They show us like the Bongo boy. We go into the bush and exchange bananas with monkeys, and we are dancing in the forest, going from cave to cave. That was their impression. But you know, for the first time, Africans could see themselves portrayed truly the way they are. So they identify with Nollywood. We told strong stories. We connected with the audience. And people were so happy. And our stories were very original. They were positive. They were about us. You know, they were strong. You know, and we told emotional stories. People had lots of challenges back here. You see movies that are dealing with the problems you are going through. And these movies are actually coming up with resolutions and giving you answers to your problem. It became phenomenal. Everybody accepted us. And now it's still there, but I don't see the passion driving the industry the way it drove the industry back then. It's basically about money right now. Because then some people were not making money. The money was not much, but we stayed back. We made movies, strong movies that are still defining the continent up till today. All right. The industry has grown. There's equipment, there's improvement in techniques, there's equipment in technology, there's a lot of improvement in different facets. All right. Don't get it wrong. But that passion that we had then, I'm seeing less of it. Anybody, if you invite an actor to come and work in your movie, is asking you how many days. I don't want to do more than 4 days. I don't want to do more than 5 days. It's terrible. Then everybody was working with passion. Even if it takes 2 months, they were prepared to work because we wanted to make men win awards, tell stories that can outlive us. That was what was driving us then. But now it's about how much are you getting and how long are you filming. Those are just the disturbing aspect. But apart from that, I think the industry is getting better.
Yeah, I think so too. But the things you're talking about, I've heard from other people I've had on my show, because I always ask them to compare. And people talk about, the money thing, which whether we like it or not, that's going to be a part of the story. People want money, they want to be paid. And they also talk about there's a lot of that love, there's a lot of that it's the same thing, but it's just in a different way from what you said. They're saying there's no love. Maybe that's what you mean by passion. We don't have cohesiveness. That there's just so much divisiveness now, if you will. Do you see that too happening? That there's no, this, like how you come on set, actors, crew, and what have you. It's like, this is our thing. There's that attachment to a project, but now they're saying you don't have that. So I don't know if that's the same thing by when you say passion, people are not
that's what I call passion. Truly, that's what I call passion. The love was there, the bond was there then. Very strong love, very strong bond. All right. Now those things are going away, because productions don't even last. People come in briefly and rush because distribution, there are lots of distribution challenges. To make money from these films are no longer as easy as it was then. Because when you make hits then, you have the DVD window, VCD window, VHS window, you make lots of returns on your investment. With the money you make, you want to make a higher one. You keep aspiring to make a higher one. But right now, those windows are dead. The home video window is almost dead. It's actually comatose right now on life support.
Really?
It's about gone. All right? Yeah, it's almost gone. So we rely only on cinema, we rely only on cable TV and online distribution. And these windows don't return money the way the video returned money those days. All right? If you release your movies on cinemas, and you are able to promote your movie very well, and you have what the audience wants to see, you can make money. But at the end of the day, you are splitting your revenue with the cinema owners.
Yep.
They're taking the iron share. They take almost like 60%, and they give you 40%, and that your 40% you still split with your distributor. So it's very risky, right? It's getting very risky to make money right now. So it's no longer the way it used to be. So that's why everybody's in a hurry to make sure they meet up with their budgets so that they can have markup and have good returns on their investment. If not, the banks are going to close them down. And if you remember those days, the marketers were providing funding for the industry.
Yes, I was going to ask you that.
Yes, but right now that fund from marketers is gone. There's no more free lunch. So either you get your money from the bank, or you go use your personal money, or you have a relation that you can ask for capital. Outside that, no money to play around. So it's all about, so you can imagine when you get the money from the bank and you have a lot of interest to pay, So if you delay in that production and you want to go and spend 1 month, you may have the whole fund going into hotel and feeding. So that's why people are in a hurry to finish up so that they can make their money back.
That makes sense. But I'm actually quite impressed that the banks are starting to bankroll, because back in the day, they were not. They were not interested. It wasn't tangible business enough for them to risk, because I do remember I'd even spoken to banks back then. But the fact that they even went into it, that to me, it's impressive, really. I know they're more stringent.
Absolutely.
True. They're more stringent because it's a business and they want it back. They want their money back, which makes sense. Everybody, an investor. But is financing still as difficult as it was back then? I mean, it was challenging, but then you had people that would want to bankroll, or a group of people come together. If you compare the financing now, is it easier now, or it was easier back then?
I must tell you, it's not easier now. It was easier then, because if you have a good script and you have a good name and you can deliver good projects, you see a marketer that will bring out some fund and stand by you, and you make your movie straight up, right?
That's true. That's
but
true.
Right now, you have to go to bank. Like Bank of Industry offers some cash with some interest, but their own interest is lower. They give you a lower interest rate. But other banks give you like 20, 30% interest rate. And now when you take a loan from the bank, the pressure in there.
There's too much
if
pressure.
This loan fails, a lot of pressure. A lot of people have developed high blood pressure and stroke because of this. So there's a lot of in the system. There's lots of tension. The banks are there. They are beginning to believe in the industry because they have seen how powerful Nollywood is. So they're coming into it. But it's not easy because when you take the funding from them, all right, you don't control the other end, all right? That's distribution.
Yes.
All right. So, but some people are like with Netflix on stream now, with some big cinemas and big windows of distribution, some people are able to pay back. So. But for them to give you money, you must have some solid base.
Right.
If you don't have, you must have collateral, all right? How many people have the collateral?
I know.
It's the problem. But then you don't need no collateral, just your name and your integrity and your ability to deliver good jobs.
Yes.
That's all. You get marketers line up. Like those days, if you remember, I get booked for the entire year.
Yes.
By different marketers.
Yes, because they know, because you are the product. It is you. Do you see what I'm saying? You are the collateral. Wow. One thing, banks can be brutal. Banks are brutal, and that's the thing. They're too stringent. The fact that they're interested now impresses me, but I also know if we're not careful, they can crush creativity. But if people cannot, because when you owe banks, they have your product, and banks can be very hard and harsh,
Apart from having your product, because that's your product, is not even the collateral. But the property, whatever references you have, because I know some people who are owing now because sometimes the movie don't make the money. So you keep paying over and over.
Oh my God.
I know some people are in the process of paying backlogs, and it's very demoralizing, really.
Yes. Yes. It's interesting.
I believe things will get better. I believe things will get better.
Of course it will. Hollywood was not built in one day. So Nollywood is just having teething problems and it's going to work through it. Interestingly, just to piggyback off something you said earlier on about, aside from the cinema, there's a whole avenue of money making opportunity that is being left on the table. The VHS, you know, trying to, not just VHS, DVD, whatever it is, a way to reach, because not everyone goes to the cinema. You know, like over here in the States, you know, you have, of course, you have the theaters, the cinema, but then there's so many others. You have the streaming, you have TV, you have, and then it still comes to downloads. Then there's still, people still put things on tape, whether you like it or not, because you want to reach everywhere. So that's the thing. You need to be able to make use of all those, you know, distribution avenues. Oh, well. Well,
You're
that's
very
well,
correct. You're very correct because there are
yeah.
you're very correct because some big movies after playing in the cinemas disappear. People don't
Yes.
get to see them.
Mm-hmm.
So that need to put them on DVD so
Mm-hmm.
that people can keep it at home so that they can
Yeah.
watch it anytime they want. Because these
Yeah.
movies, beyond the entertainment, they come with lots of lessons, and people fashion the lessons Mollywood movies provide. I must tell you.
I believe that it's big outside, you know. I know it's big in Africa, because I just don't want to say Nigeria, because Nollywood has actually brought Africa into the entertainment world. It has, whether people like to agree or not, you know. But it's influence outside in the diaspora. It's massive. Are you kidding? A lot of Africans do not watch movies made even where they live. It's all about Nollywood. You know, I was interviewing someone recently. I had them on my podcast, and he was like, so he read about me, you know, and then was like, you're Nollywood. That made me feel good, you know. It's like I did my research, and you know, this is an American, you know. I'm like, you watch Nollywood? It's like, I know Nollywood. I know Nollywood. That made me feel so proud, you know. It made me feel proud, you know. So that's a wonderful thing. That really is a wonderful thing. Again, if you're watching me on YouTube, this is AMZ TV. And if you're listening to me, my podcast is AMZ Live. And I have here with me today powerful filmmaker from Nollywood, Mr. Teco Benson, MFR. So moving forward, something I want to ask you. I know you have all these babies, and it's not fair to ask you which ones are your favorite, but which ones are dear to you? I mean, there will be some that you kind of, you know, that you feel, oh, maybe because of the experiences you went through, and then you just like, oh, we came through this, and this thing still brought me joy. So which are your movies that you have a soft spot for?
Well, like you said, this is a very difficult question to any creative person, you know, because especially someone like me, I put in my life into every of my production, you know. But to answer that question, I will say that State of Emergency is a recurring decimal. It's a
Oh,
movie that we did in year 2000, 20 years ago. And when we did that movie, the industry was still in the dark ages, but we went ahead of our time and made the movie. The standard duration for an average Nollywood movie then was 10 days. But I
mm,
spent about a month plus hiring big locations, big projects, big actors, big, you know, if you watch that movie till today, you'll be wondering, how were we able to do that in year
good. Yeah,
2000?
yeah,
Right? So, and the movie made a lot of name. It
yeah,
became so popular. It became everywhere. It became a masterpiece. It
yeah,
became a commercial success. Even
yeah.
today, it's still selling like a film, like a new movie 20 years
Mm.
after. It's so surprising. All right?
That's it.
You can go online, you can still see it, it's still playing out there. State of Emergency, part one. All right? So I hold it dear to my heart. Then Mission to Nowhere. I love Mission to Nowhere. Yeah, it's my movie. I watched it again some days ago, and I saw myself shed tears.
Yeah.
Somebody came beside me was wondering, why would I shed tears even for my own movie? You know, but it brought back those memories because when I saw the movie, by the end of the film, the way the treatment came and the resolution, I couldn't help. I shed tears. I cried. Seriously, I'm
Oh,
not joking. You know, so I have that attachment because one of the tools I use in telling my stories is suspense. I love suspense. All right. Even if you're a babalawo, you cannot predict my movie. You know.
Those are the good
I
scripts.
find
Those
it
are the
very
good stories.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you're watching my movie, I like to be watching your face to see if you can predict it.
Yeah.
You know. So I find that pleasure when you are lost and you keep getting lost, keep getting deeper into the abyss until we get to the end. You now see what happens. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's it. I have all my movies, like The Senator was another revolution when it came, you know, because of the topic it treated. People loved it. Accident came too. Accident won the best Nigerian film. Accident was great. All right. I somehow, you know, slowed down in making movies, but now I'm back again. You know, we're going to be bringing hits again, very
Oh
big
yeah,
hits.
hit
So
maker.
we're back.
This is the hit
Yeah.
maker here. Yeah, yeah, you are. You are. You've had a good run, and I know saying you're coming back. We need more hits, you know, and you're the person to do it. I believe that. So, what's your advice for people coming up? You know, people looking at you, seeing your movie, Teco Benson, because it was the time, Teco Benson, Teco Benson, Teco Benson, Teco Benson. Because whether you like it or not, the younger ones are looking. You've inspired people. What would you tell them, people coming into this industry? What would you tell them?
Well, my advice to them, the industry is good, but when you're coming, come with a vision, come with a plan. A lot of people have the wrong impression that the industry is just about entertainment, having fun, you know, partying and clubbing, drinking. No, it's much more than that. That is just the facade. Right inside,
That is the
takes a
facade.
lot. Yeah.
That's the easy part.
Honestly. So you must be creative and you must ensure that you have the talent and you must have that sustaining power because it won't be all rosy, you know, along the road, along the way as you are journeying into the industry. If
Right.
you really want to make it, some people are going to bring some trashy scripts your way, some bad ideas, and because if you don't have that sustainable, you know, that power, you may just take the jobs that can kill your name.
Mm.
You know, if you can be strong, avoid bad things, avoid bad scripts, avoid anything bad, and stay back. Stand on the right, you know what you believe in and stand on it. Don't cut corners.
Mm.
I'm telling you, you make it. If you compromise, you will see failure. That compromise will take you out. But if you can stay back strong and continue on your vision, identify what you want to make sure every script you work with as a filmmaker. My advice is also for actors, you know, because I see some actors, any script that comes their way, they collect the money and just do it. Before you know it, they get off the shelf. Nobody calls them anymore. Some of them begin to blame native doctors and babalawos and their friends in the village. But it's not about people in the village. You have to plan yourself properly. Money can destroy. Just like the Bible says, it says, seek ye first his kingdom, you know, his righteousness, his kingdom and his righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto you. If you can be professional, if you can be dedicated, if you can be resilient, if you can be passionate, if you can stay strong in this business and work very hard, you must really reap. Nature has a way of paying people back. There's no way you can fail. You cannot be forgotten. You will be rewarded. It's as simple as that. Put in your best and work very hard. Don't sleep 24 hours. Work hard, stay awake, and burn your candles. You will see success waiting for you at the end of the day. That's it.
Wow. Wow. Those are words of wisdom. I mean, that is so true. That is so true. You know, you have to be careful and have a dream, have a goal, and stick. I like what you said. Stick by because your spirit, your gut will tell you. You know, don't cut corners. That's what you said. Do not cut corners.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is
Absolutely.
nice. That is nice. Wow. You know what? you're gonna have to come back because you have so much to give, so much to give. I'm so excited for the fact that you're. I mean, you said you slowed down, but you're back again, trying to because we need we need to we do need we need you. We need those heats. You're the heat maker. You make those hits. You do. You do. Your name goes way before you. Is the truth. Is the truth. And it's such an honor to have you here. I'm so glad after all this time seeing you looking younger than when I left. We have to talk about that after this interview. We'll talk. Again, I've had with me today Teco Benson, MFR. He's been honored. He's had so many awards. He's been honored also by the country, Nigeria, for his contribution to the entertainment industry. And just, wonderful storyteller, hit maker. I like that. He's a hit maker. And again, I'm just so happy that you were able to make this. Please, when you're ready to promote, you want to talk about the new movies, just let me know. We'll bring you back and we'll talk about it. Okay. Thank you so much. My regards to your family. Okay. I hope, you guys need to keep safe. I don't know what's going on with COVID and whatnot, but please, please, please be safe. Thank you. I appreciate you coming. And I'm going to blow your kiss back. Mr. Cool. All right. So take care and God bless. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.